$2 million. We got paid $5,000 a piece to do that movie. Now weed is legal.
Yeah.
Now he want to go back, but now he got another job with Jackie Chan again.
What kind of shit is that?
What if the funniest movie of the 90s wasn't just comedy, but a ticking time bomb of betrayal, lost fortunes, and broken friendships? Friday wasn't the lighthearted hood story you thought it was. Behind the laughs and hilarious antics lays a dark, explosive saga that nearly destroyed careers, split lifelong friends, and exposed Hollywood's ugly side in ways fans would never expect. Ice Cube and Chris Tucker were supposed to be the perfect duo, but the truth is, their friendship turned into a bitter war, fueled by greed, religion, and massive creative battles. Did you know Chris Tucker walked away from a jaw-dropping $12 million payday because he no longer wanted to play the weed-smoking fool? Or that behind the scenes, Ice Cube was locked in a savage fight with the studio over rights to a franchise he created for over 2 decades? It's a story of money, power, and control that threatens to tear apart the legacy of one of the most beloved cult classics ever. And it gets darker. The actress who delivered the iconic "Bye Felicia" line, she's been harassed and threatened for decades.
Craig.
Bye, Felicia.
A shocking fallout no fan ever imagined. Meanwhile, beloved cast members died young, victims of tragedies that cast a shadow over the sequel plans. This isn't your typical Hollywood success story. This is raw, unfiltered reality, a tale of lust, loss, and loyalty shattered. By the time this video ends, you'll see Friday like never before, and you'll realize the biggest laughs hid the biggest lies. Are you ready to uncover the real story the Friday cast wanted to keep secret for 30 years? What if the funniest movie of the 90s was actually born from pure anger? Most people think Friday was just Ice Cube having fun, but the reality is far more intense. In the early 1990s, Ice Cube was absolutely furious with how Hollywood portrayed his community. Every single movie about black neighborhoods in LA was the same tired formula: violence, drugs, death, and despair. Films like Boys in the Hood and Colors painted South Central as nothing but a war zone where laughter didn't exist. This wasn't just artistic frustration for Cube, this was personal warfare against an industry that refused to show the full humanity of his people. He teamed up with DJ Pooh, launching a cultural counterattack disguised as comedy. The script they wrote wasn't fiction, it was autobiography. Craig getting fired on his day off for allegedly stealing boxes? That actually happened to Ice Cube's cousin. Smokey's weed-dealing antics? Pure DJ Pooh experiences from his street life. But here's where it gets wild. Studios kept rejecting their positive hood story. Ice Cube and Pooh got so desperate, they seriously considered maxing out credit cards to self-fund everything. Inspired by Hollywood Shuffle and Clerks, they were prepared to shoot in black and white, one location, minimal cast, whatever it took to prove their community deserved better than stereotypical violence. The anger-fueling Friday wasn't about laughs, it was about representation, respect, and revolution. But what happened during casting would create drama lasting decades and nearly destroy the friendships that built this cultural phenomenon. Chris Tucker's first audition for Smokey was so disastrous, it nearly cost him the role that made him a star. The role of Smokey was supposed to be played by DJ Pooh, the co-writer and inspiration for the character, but the studio demanded a bigger name with proven acting chops, forcing a casting scramble. Enter Chris Tucker, a relatively unknown comedian with a wild energy but no film experience.
I was auditioning for everything because I was like, because I was doing stand-up, I was touring for about 3-4 years. I was touring and I was like, I gotta get a movie or something, because we were going to the same cities. I said, I gotta go to the next level. It's like you feel it, you just feel it. And then I was auditioning for TV shows. This movie I found out about when I was in the comedy club. I was in the comedy club one night, they said Paul Mooney and Ice Cube doing a movie about smoking weed sitting on the porch.
His first audition, a complete train wreck. Tired and underprepared, Tucker's performance was so rough that casting directors thought he'd ruin the movie before it started. Many doubted he was right for the role, but director F. Gary Gray saw something others missed, a spark of untamed comedic genius lurking beneath the chaos. Gray fought tooth and nail to get Tucker a second chance. The secret weapon? Angela Means, who played Felicia, took Tucker under her wing, inviting him to her home, guiding him through the script over dinner. The transformation was stunning. At the second audition, Tucker brought life and spontaneity, turning Smokey into an unforgettable character that would steal every scene. Tucker's wild improvisations became the soul of the film, creating classic moments that were never scripted, including the legendary "Bye Felicia." Without the director's belief and Means' support, this iconic character might never have existed. But Tucker's path to stardom was rocked, and his eventual departure from the franchise would spark rumors, religious crossroads, and millions of dollars in tension, laying groundwork for a feud still whispered about decades later. What exactly caused Smokey's dramatic exit? The answer goes far deeper than the surface. The fallout from the original Friday didn't just end with laughter. It opened a saga of missing characters, rumors, and franchise battles. After the unexpected success of Friday in 1995, 2 sequels followed, Next Friday and Friday After Next. These films extended Craig's adventures but shocked fans by the omission of one of the most beloved characters, Smoke, played by Chris Tucker. Tucker. His absence left a hole no fan could ignore and sparked decades of speculation. The reasons behind Tucker's exit were never simple. Official stories pointed to his growing religious convictions and discomfort, portraying smoking antics as the primary causes. However, insiders hinted at deeper tensions with negotiations for Tucker's return, reportedly falling apart over money and creative control. Ice Cube claimed to offer Tucker up to $12 million to reprise the role, but the offer was turned down. Beyond financial reasons, there were whispered disputes about credit for the iconic dialogue that Tucker famously improvised.
I wanted to do something different. I never thought about doing sequels. Never wanted to do sequels.
Until international commerce came
came. And you know what? Sometimes I think about that when I'm like, well.
Meanwhile, the sequels introduced new characters and settings, trying to capture the original's charm without the smoky dynamic. The tone shifted slightly, and although Ice Cube remained a central figure, the chemistry that made the first movie a cult classic was partly lost. This absence not only affected the storylines, but deepened the rift behind the scenes, planting seeds of a feud that would influence the franchise's trajectory and complicate the hopes for a proper reunion in later years. What came next would be a long, drawn-out battle over rights, respect, and resurrection of the Friday legacy. Long after the cameras stopped rolling, the fiercest battle over Friday wasn't on the streets, it was in the boardrooms. Ice Cube didn't just star in Friday, he also wrote it and helped produce its sequels. Yet for over 2 decades, he has been locked in a brutal war with Warner Bros. Over the rights to the franchise he created. The studio holds full control of distribution and profits, while Cube has repeatedly demanded ownership rights he refuses to pay for. His stance is simple: why should I pay for my own creation when they're making money off it?
He and DJ Pooh wrote the movie. He used his production company, Cube Vision, I think it is.
This standoff isn't petty. It's a high-stakes showdown that has frozen the franchise's future. Ice Cube has publicly criticized Warner Bros. For their lack of transparency and refusal to negotiate in good faith, accusing them of holding the Friday legacy hostage. The studio, on the other hand, calls his demands extortionate and refuses to relinquish control without compensation. For years, plans for Last Friday, the long-awaited final installment, have been stalled, caught in creative limbo as both sides clash over who gets to steer the ship. Ice Cube has declined to buy the rights, insisting that Warner Bros. Do the right thing and hand back control so the franchise can flourish under its rightful creator. Until then, Friday fans have been left waiting, witnessing a bitter power play that threatens to erase the memories of those unforgettable porch laughs. This fight isn't just about money, it's about respect, legacy, and who owns the heart of one of the most beloved comedies in history. And after 20 years, the war shows no signs of ending anytime soon. After decades of silence, the Friday franchise is finally roaring back to life. But this comeback hides heartbreak and hard-won victories. For years, fans pleaded for a new Friday movie, but creative blockades and legal battles kept the iconic series locked away. Then, in 2024, hope returned when new leadership at Warner Bros. Took charge. Mike DeLuca, someone familiar with the franchise from its early days, stepped in, triggering fresh momentum behind Last Friday, the long-awaited 4th installment. Ice Cube officially closed a deal with Warner Bros. And New Line Cinema in early 2025 to write, produce, and star in the film, marking a major breakthrough after decades of struggle to regain creative control. But this reunion isn't without its ghosts. The film will respectfully honor cast members lost over the years, including John Witherspoon and Tommy Tiny Lister Jr., whose unforgettable characters helped shape Friday's soul. Ice Cube has repeatedly emphasized that any continuation had to honor the legacy they left behind, ensuring that this final chapter balances nostalgia with fresh energy. Though plans for Last Friday were stalled for years, the new deal signals a turning point, a victory for Ice Cube's relentless fight to reclaim his creation. The project brings together the old and new cast, promising to reintroduce the magic fans fell in love with, while finally putting to rest the decades-long battle between art, ownership, and legacy. After more than 20 years, the porch is ready for one last laugh. After decades of waiting and countless setbacks, the Friday franchise is finally gearing up for its ultimate comeback.
How your eye?
Oh, it's cool.
Damn! Put your glasses back on.
For over 20 years, fans have begged for another Friday movie, but it wasn't until new leadership at Warner Bros. Stepped in that things started to move. Mike DeLuca, who was involved in the original trilogy, returned to lead the studio's film division and reignited the project. His connection to the franchise sparked fresh negotiations, and in early 2025, Ice Cube officially closed a deal to write and star in the eagerly awaited 4th installment, tentatively titled Last Friday. This is not just another sequel. It marks a significant moment as Ice Cube gains more creative freedom and control over a story he helped create decades ago. Last Friday aims to honor the legacy of the original cast while introducing a new generation of characters. The film will pay tribute to beloved members like John Witherspoon and Tommy Lister Jr., whose passing has left an emotional gap in the franchise. Fans have been buzzing about potential returns, including hopes for Chris Tucker's comeback as Smokey, something Mike Epps and Ice Cube have subtly hinted at. The deal highlights a victory not just for the franchise, but for creator-led storytelling in Hollywood, especially within Black cinema. It's a statement of respect, passion, and and resilience.
So yeah, we are doing.
So this is going to be called Last Friday?
I think it's gonna be called this Friday. I'm not who.
This Friday?
Yeah, this Friday.
After years of battles, negotiations, and heartbreak, the porch where it all began is finally ready to welcome its fans back for one last unforgettable Friday. After years stuck in development limbo, Last Friday is finally firing on all cylinders, and fans can feel the energy building. 2025 is the year things really started moving for the long-awaited Last Friday. After decades of legal quarrels and creative holdups, Ice Cube sealed the deal to write, star, and produce the film with Warner Bros. And New Line Cinema. No more waiting. Pre-production is underway, with filming schedules being locked and key crew and cast being finalized. The deal made headlines as Ice Cube finally reclaimed his creative reign over the franchise he built from scratch. Mike Epps, the beloved Day Day, confirmed the deal and shared his excitement on major platforms. Though the script remains under wraps, the team is eager to blend legendary characters with new faces for a fresh yet authentic vibe. Fans are buzzing with rumors about Chris Tucker's comeback as Smokey, and Ice Cube hasn't ruled it out, saying Tucker has given every indication he's in. After years of delays, failed scripts, and heartbreaking losses, the Friday franchise is hurtling towards a comeback with renewed momentum. This isn't just a movie, it's a cultural moment, a celebration and a farewell rolled into one. The porch is ready, the cast is rallying, and the laughs are about to come back fast and loud. Behind every laugh in Friday lies a story far more complicated and haunting than audiences ever imagined. The journey of Friday is not just about comedy and unforgettable lines, it's about battles fought in silence, friendships tested by greed and belief, and a legacy nearly lost to corporate control and tragedy. From Ice Cube's fiery mission to flip the script on Hollywood stereotypes, to Chris Tucker's meteoric rise and sudden exit, to decades-long rights struggles and heartbreaking losses in the cast, this saga reveals the raw and real side of filmmaking that fans rarely see. Yet through all the drama and hurdles, the love for this film and its characters remains unbroken. With Last Friday finally in motion, fans have a chance to witness a meaningful farewell that honors both the laughter and the silence behind the scenes. This story reminds us that what often seems lighthearted on screen may carry deep roots of struggle, loss, and hard-won victory. If you found this dive into Friday's hidden truths compelling, don't miss my previous video. After 32 years living single 1993, cast reveals what most fans never figured out. It uncovers another groundbreaking show's untold stories you won't want to miss. For more deep dives into your favorite films and series' hidden stories, subscribe to Black Spotlight, where we shine a light on the secrets beneath the surface. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.